You're listening to After Hours FM.
You
You
want to
wanna
talk
talk
about
about
mothers.
mothers.
Hey guys, we're going to be talking about mothers today because it's, well, happy belated Mother's Day. It's just been Mother's Day.
Or my condolences if that applies to you. We
Yeah,
see you, we hear you, we love you.
yeah, and that can be applied in any context. Okay, today we're going to be talking about resentful mothers. The definition of mother is pretty known, I think.
Mother.
I think we all know what a mother is.
Not
Um
to be confused with mother.
yeah. But obviously, other women in your life can kind of have this resentful mother stereotype as well. It can be your teacher, it can be your
It's just
aunt, your older
female role
sister.
models.
It can, yeah, exactly. But ultimately, it's about mothers. Resentment is the feeling of anger or envy directed at something that one feels is unfair or unjustified. So obviously you have toxic mothers in all forms and shapes and sizes, but this is specifically about moms who have some type of envy, or and that stems from them feeling like life is unfair,
Yes.
essentially.
And
um
this doesn't always have to do with the daughter.
well, when I was doing research, I only found information about resentful mothers related to daughters.
That's so
So,
interesting because I can guarantee you we will talk about misogyny in this.
oh girl, yeah, I have a whole section about
Oh
that.
my god, but then it's like I think I would even go as far to say that it is like I don't want to say most because I don't know everybody, but like
Mhm.
a lot of times it has nothing to do with a kid.
It, yeah, that's true. Like, and the thing is, like, it's never personal, or
It's collateral damage
it's
from
collateral
something
damage for
else.
sure.
But sometimes it is though. Sometimes it is like
About the kid.
jealousy.
Yeah, usually it is because
I
that's,
wouldn't say usually. I
but
wouldn't say that at all.
that's the whole what jealousy is about. Like,
No, because a lot of mothers, in for example cultural I don't know, in like Eastern cultures, especially where being a housewife and living a certain life
yeah,
according to traditional gender stereotypes and roles is it's expected, and a lot of women grow resentful of the life they lead because it's not what they want. And then their kid, they're
yeah,
not
yeah,
jealous of their
yeah,
kid, they're just they might be jealous of the kid's situation, or they're just
yeah,
angry about their own
yeah, yeah, yeah.
situation. So like I feel like a lot of times it's just that like the kid can be literally the best kid in the world, but it's like they just feel like they've been done
Wronged.
dirty. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I literally wrote like basically exactly what you said here, um, with a bit of a twist, but basic. We're on the same line.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so although people often talk about motherhood as this universal thing, and you also always see people talking about, like, yeah, this really activated my maternal instincts, or like stuff like that, motherhood is really not one universal feeling that every single mother feels. It's not always perfect, it's not always positive, and there's no. I feel like a lot of people think that once you become a mother, you will never ever prioritize yourself again or think
Like you just change as
selfishly.
a person, you just
Yeah,
transform into this other being.
yeah, which is not the case. And oftentimes, resentful motherhood is a result of people being misled to think that will be the case and then being surprised that it isn't.
I want to make it clear that this applies to women because mothers generally have a more demanding task
For
in the house.
sure. In the house, and also
In the
with
fam
everything to do with the
Yeah,
children.
like with the family, and like
Yeah.
it's just generally the woman just does more, like she has to give birth and everything as well.
Yeah.
Like
Like if your dad is mean or distanced, it's just him being a grumpy old man.
and yeah, and even like dads get away, like they can just not be as present, and even if they are present in the house, I mean like they can come home and sit on the couch and not do anything.
Yeah.
Whereas for women it's expected that they do the
Yeah.
housework and just most of the childcare.
Or for example, if your dad did something for you in the house, like maybe he cleaned your, or he changed your bed sheets or something, you would say thank you. But if your mom did it, you wouldn't say thank you because that's expected of her.
Yeah, and your dad can have a hobby. He can have his car in the garage that he fixes, or like
Yeah.
he can play golf during the weekends, but your
Your
mom
mom
is stuck
can't.
cleaning the house, or like I don't know, doing something else. Like that's just
Her entire identity is centered around being
yeah,
a
it's
mom.
expected to for mothers for their identity and their whole lives to be their children. Like
Yes, oh my
you're this
god.
person's mother and that's what you are. Whereas for dads, that's not really the case. Like you have a
No.
kid.
But yeah, I wanted to mention the fact that I only found the mother, like the resentful mother thing, in relation to daughters and not sons, because I think that's really interesting.
But I think it's more
Um,
applicable.
for sure. And we're also going to be talking about specific types of resentment. And sometimes a mom can only feel resentment to one of her kids. And for example, boy moms have that with their daughters sometimes.
Trigger warning.
But yeah, we're just going to get into parenthood. Why is a mom jealous and what happens when that happens? So, there can be a lot of reasons why a mom may feel resentful about her motherhood. It can be she could have been forced to have kids when her childhood wasn't over and then feel wronged that she is supposed to raise someone else when she never got to live her life yet.
And this is loosely like forced, as in like just pressured maybe by like
Pressured, yeah,
society and stuff.
exactly. Or misled to believe that it should happen now.
And it's gonna make her life better and whatever, just
Yeah, it's going to fix her
problems.
sadness.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
You can also be forced to give up your dreams to take care of your child. Again, pressured or coerced. For example, if you had an amazing career opportunity, but you gave it up and you give it up willingly to help your child, and then you regret it because, or you keep thinking of it and you're just not happy with your current situation and you wish you could take it. Um, Also, it can happen when your kids grow up and you see them having more opportunities than you ever had. Like maybe you had a really rough childhood and you were just not allowed to do a lot of things, or you were forced, or like you had to do things to keep your family stable, and you're glad that you're able to give your kids a better life, but at the same time you're upset and you feel like it's unfair that they get something that you didn't have. Like it's not black and white, and women who turn into resentful mothers don't do that because they have evil souls, but
Of
just because
course
of like
not.
the circumstances of their situation.
We might be putting it a little bit black and white, but it's to make it more understandable for us and for you. But
Exactly.
obviously everything is nuanced, and these obviously they're this does not make them bad mothers. It doesn't have to make them bad mothers.
No,
This is like it's very natural. It's like it makes sense if you think about it.
it
So like
does.
this we're just saying it like this to make it understandable.
So okay, back in the day, and I say this term loosely because sometimes this still happens nowadays, even if it's to a lesser extent or in less places, it's still applicable to some extent. But back in the day, women had no choice but to have kids, and they had to hide the harder parts of motherhood because it was taboo to talk about. This is still the case in case you didn't notice. Like anytime someone talks about this was hard for me, or I hate this part about having kids, it's like, how can you say
How
that?
can you say that about your child?
Oh
Like that's
my
your child.
god. Or like when women talk about, oh, this, like my vagina teared to my ass when I gave birth, and people are like, don't say that, you're discouraging people from giving birth,
It's a
that's your
beautiful
fault, it's a
thing.
beautiful thing and it's completely worth it. And it's like, maybe not everyone thinks it's worth having your organs teared
And
apart.
maybe they do think it's worth it, but they just want to express that it was
Yeah,
awful.
like they can, mind you, not everything is sunshine and rainbows. But even things like postpartum depression, fatigue, wanting free time were all subjects that were frowned upon to talk about. Sometimes still are. And many women, when they entered motherhood, even willingly, were not prepared for these harder emotions, which can result in resentment towards the world in general, but usually it manifests especially in relation to their kids.
That's usually where they can take it out on because it's just
Exactly.
the easiest way and the most accessible way to take it out on. It's nothing
Hmm.
personal, but it's just there
Yeah, they
like
can't take it out publicly because it's taboo to talk about it. They can't actually speak about what bothers them. They can't complain to their husbands because they don't want to hear it.
it's natural for humans to want to point to something like you did this or that was the culprit. Like I mean, it's a
Yeah.
tale as old as time. We
Hmm.
always need a scapegoat. It makes it a little bit more tangible. Like, oh, this problem that I'm having, this issue that I'm having, I need to attribute it to something because then otherwise it's like where do I direct my anger to,
Yeah,
right?
you
Like
need to
what am I
express
angry
it.
at? What is that must be the reason for like my kid must be the reason like without you I wouldn't have felt this way blah blah blah. It's just the easiest thing is to make your suffering a little bit more concrete and tangible, like this is the reason why I feel the way that I do.
Exactly. And again, husbands don't have the same issue, or like fathers don't have the same issue because they have an outlet, they talk to their friends, and also they just don't have the same struggles that mothers do. They don't have the same responsibilities, they don't have the entire process of being pregnant and giving birth and then having to feed the baby and then having your neglecting husband not do that for you and make you wake up at night, like that's crazy.
And he doesn't even have to be a bad husband. Like
No,
he
no,
can be a
no.
great husband, but it's generally just still tougher on the
On the
woman.
woman, because it's just expected of her to do more, and she has to physically do
Yeah,
more.
it's like, and also for men, I feel like if they say something like, "Oh, you know, the kids were being or acting up again," or like some shit like that, like they can get away with saying stuff like that. No one's gonna tell them, "But they're your kids. You should love them. You should breathe for them. You should, you know."
Yeah.
It's just they can. It's like, oh, you know, typical dad stuff,
Yeah,
like,
like,
or like
oh
when the kid's
yeah.
crying, oh, give it to mom, you know, shit
Mm-hmm.
like that, or like mothers who can't even take a shower alone because their husbands don't know how to take care of their own kid, like,
Yeah.
or wait, we're keep saying husband, boyfriends, like,
And also, like, just the fact that if a dad leaves, it's never phrased as the dad's fault. It's phrased as the kid's fault for somehow, and as
or
the
the
mom's
mom's
fault.
fault, yeah.
Like, you're a single mother. Like, that's
Like I
seen
could have
as
seen this.
ghetto. That's seen as weird.
Yeah.
That's seen as like irresponsible. What about the dad? Like, the mom stepped up. Really. Well, anyways, those feelings of jealousy, they can result in things like guilt tripping your child, shaming your child, gaslighting them, lying to your child about being secretive about things that they should be informed about, being mean or hurtful when they don't meet your expectations, neglecting their needs and not helping them, manipulation and control, comparison, how a child raises their no, sorry, how a parent raises their child that doesn't just result in the world that they live in, but also how they interpret it. If your mom or your dad, to be fair, if they call you lazy, difficult, stupid, you will internalize that. It's not even you can internalize it, you will internalize it. And I don't necessarily mean you will become stupid. I mean, you will think of stupid as something in relation to you, whether that be you will low-key think of yourself as stupid even if you don't want to, or you will try your best not to be stupid and keep it in your mind as like something very important.
Yeah.
It just sticks with you what they say because you're a kid and you're impressionable and they are the people you care about the most. So, the impact this can have on daughters, from what I've seen online, is you can low-key replicate your mom's toxic behavior. Like, if she constantly compares herself to you, you're gonna start comparing yourself to other girls your age or other women out there. Or if she is constantly saying like, oh, this is lazy behavior, like you're being so difficult, you might replicate that to your younger siblings, or etc. Like, if she guilt trips you, you might guilt trip other people. Then you can also really try your hardest to be the opposite of your mom because you don't like the way she's acting towards you. And this can result in being like very rebellious, being um just fixating on the things she points out and then trying not to be that, which is not necessarily good or authentic. It can also just result in wanting your mom's approval because you're a child, you need love, you need to be raised with affection, and when you don't get that, you're gonna try looking for it. So yeah, it's just a natural result. And for some reason, this does not happen with boys as often because girls are held up to higher standards and easier to compare themselves with. Like, for girls, you can find you can more easily say like, oh, you're being a difficult child, and then for a boy you might say, oh, boys will be boys. And that's also why so many women say that it's easier to raise boys. Girl, no, you just put in way less effort. Like, let's call it how it
And the
is.
bar is so low.
Yeah, the bar is low because you set the bar. First of all, okay, it's set by society,
Hmm.
and then you follow that bar instead of thinking critically about it. And then obviously it's going to be easier to raise a human being who is just less
Like if your
of a
son
human
is
being.
not a dog of a being, you get praised by the entire world for,
Yeah,
oh my god, what a good guy. Like he didn't.
so
Yeah,
polite,
wow, wow,
so
wow. Meanwhile,
respectful.
your daughter fucking, I don't know, does one, like
Thing wrong,
yeah,
like,
she likes to wear pants instead of dresses, and all of a sudden she's a disgrace to her whole family. Like
yeah.
it's just like, what are we really talking about here?
Yeah, like it's literally the small things. Like, for example, imagine a boy doesn't want to empty the dishwasher. Okay, whatever, he's a child. A girl doesn't want to empty the dishwasher. She's lazy, she's undisciplined, she's a bad person. And obviously, being with a mom who puts you in stressful situations can result in anxiety, trouble sleeping, being socially withdrawn, and even depression. And then I wanted to talk about male validation. because some moms are resentful because they center men in their lives. And they are upset because, according to the patriarchy and according to the standards that we have in society, the best thing you can be as a woman is young, beautiful, desirable, etc. And when you become a mom, you're less of those things. And you can, if you see your daughter being that, it can be annoying and you can feel feelings of jealousy.
Like moms, a lot of moms, unfortunately, like I heard this the other day. Not when I was their age, I weighed only, X amount of whatever, like, and I'm like, no, no one gives a shit, bro. Like, no one gives a fuck. Like, okay, that don't mean you were pretty, also, but like, also,
True.
shut the fuck up. Like, no one asked. Like, oh right, because we were all wondering.
Yeah, like, oh, thank you, because Georgia was curious, and I'm so happy you told
Literally,
me.
because we were all asking for this. Like, oh my god, ow. And luckily my mom was like, she didn't even praise her. She was like, oh right, but like that was another country, like it's different times. So period.
Exactly, and also, what does she mean by that? Like, does she now,
No, they were weighing, like there was a scale there, but it was just that like they just grabbed it and started weighing themselves just for like I don't know because they wanted to
bruh,
know, but like who gives a shit, bro? But that's what I mean, like
just
subtle
random
things
comments
like
like
that. Like
that?
I think this is low-key canon for a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
that moms are saying like, oh, when I was your age, I was super skinny, or when I was your age, I,
Yeah.
all the boys wanted me, or when I
Yeah,
was your
yeah.
age, I just anything.
But also just commenting on your appearance a lot. Like, oh, when is the last time you shaved? Oh, this would look really good on you. This would make you pretty, or this would like do this. And for the guys, they don't comment on their
Yeah.
appearance as much. They can still comment on their appearance.
But they won't do it so negatively. Like for girls, it really like, oh, this color looks bad on you, or
Mm-hmm.
this cut makes you look worse,
Yeah.
or yeah, shit like that.
And also with boys, they don't compare themselves. And for girls, it can be like, oh, I never cut my hair that short. Like, people, let's not do that. Like, that's not beautiful. You should keep your beautiful
When
long
I
hair
was your
that
age, I
makes
had
you
long,
so
luscious
special.
hair.
Mm-hmm. Stuff like that. They can also get jealous over received attention, especially male attention. And then it's like if a man talks to their daughter more than they talk to the mom, it's like, oh, they get jealous and they can take it out on their daughter. Um, and also the whole obsession with like weight and appearance, I also feel like that comes from, again, things that women don't talk about, or and especially didn't used to talk about. But after pregnancy, your body changes so much. Like, you can have, like, obviously after breastfeeding your boobs are going to look different, and after having a child in your stomach's going to look different. But also the hormones are going to impact the way your hair grows and the way your teeth might look, like stuff like that, or your skin. And then after that, you're never going to get that youthful appearance back, which can be really hurtful, which can result in,
You can though, like, but it's just there's this misconception that people can bounce back just like that if you just put in the effort.
yeah,
Just do it. Like you can look the way you like. That's rarely,
the
if
case.
not never, attainable.
Yeah,
And
like,
that makes sense because you had a whole kid. You should be
yeah,
proud of that body. You carried a kid and you had
mm-hmm,
a whole human, bro.
genuinely.
Like, why is this a
And
priority? And
not just carried it, you created it. With all of your kids cells are created by your body, so
think
keep that in
about it.
mind. Like,
So, like, I
because
understand.
also the way people talk about it is, it is as if the man puts the baby in the
I also
womb.
thought this.
Yeah, which is not the case. And when people say like, back when I was in my dad's body, you were never in your dad's fuck ass body. That sperm was half of your DNA, okay? You are half sperm, half egg. And then after they come together in your mom's stomach, after the egg chooses the freaking
Yeah, they
sperm,
don't. It's not like the egg is like still
chased,
and the cells, the
the sperm
sperm
chases,
swims.
no, the egg fucking chooses it. It gravitates towards one. After that
Bro.
happens, every single cell in your body is built by your mom's cells. So think about that, okay? It's not
Like
like,
your mom carried you her whole life. Like if you really think about
yeah,
it, she carried you
yeah,
since she hit puberty, bro.
yeah, no, 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 before egg cells exist, like, my egg cells that I have existed ever since I was in my mom's womb, which is
Your mine
crazy.
too.
Yeah. So not just puberty, but
That's
her whole,
crazy.
like, not even
Like
life, like fetus life.
that's crazy,
Literally
dude.
by your
And I
mom.
think having the dad's last name is audacious
Oh
considering all
my
this.
god.
We're resentful daughter.
I guess we no, we're just feminists. That's all. But yeah, moms, resentful moms. They can also like talk weirdly about youth and desirability, like you said, like, oh, at your age, I weigh this
I was this
much.
size 0.0000000
Hmm.
when they see someone who looks like thin or desirable or young, they're like, oh, enjoy it while it lasts, because I used to look like
Exactly.
that too, but then one day I just gained weight, or when I had my kids I look different, or shit like that, where it's like,
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah, and they're right, like it will fade and you
Thank
should enjoy
god,
it
thank god
while
it
it lasts.
does.
But exactly, like why what kind of fucked up world do we live in where that is like the most important thing?
Literally, and everything changes all the
Yeah.
time. Buildings, nature, people, your friends, your mom, your dad,
Yeah.
everything changes. Nothing is stagnant. How fucking silly would it be for you to look the same all the, like, this
And it's a
shows age and
privilege.
experience
Yeah.
and having had a life and lived a
Yeah.
life and changing and growing and learning, and it's something to be very, very proud of.
Yeah, and mind you, every time a mom like says something negative about her own features, girl, your kids will probably also have those features. Like every time you're like, oh, my smile lines are showing, your kids' smile lines will also show one day. And why is that bad? You smiled. That's good. Come on, or at least don't talk about it in front of your
Exactly.
kids.
Like, even if they don't have those features, they're going to see that you talk badly about yourself, and they're going to pick up on that, and they're going to start tearing themselves apart in the mirror as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then also treating your daughter as a friend or peer instead of a child. Like the comparison can become something like this, where, like, okay, maybe you were good at walking in heels or something, or you liked wearing, or you think it's improper for your daughter to, I don't know, dye her hair pink or something. But she's a kid, like she's a child, she's not an adult. You can't hold her up to the same standards that you hold yourself or your friends up to. And you can't turn her into like a perfect woman. You should let her be a child. Like, also mothers who don't let their daughters like wear pants or who force them to wear dresses at like formal events, why? What's up with that? Like,
Yeah.
why
I
is it
think a
such a
lot of
big
time they're just
deal?
also scared of what other people are going to say.
Yeah, but girl,
Oh,
it's
fuck.
so much more important how you talk to them and how you treat
Yeah,
them than
like,
how the world treats them.
it's so not worth it to, like, because for you to force your kid to do something like that to appease other people, nobody is going to remember, oh my god, that kid wore a dress to that event and not pants. But your kid is always going to remember their mom telling them to never, not wear a dress, but not wear pants, and should, like, saying that they should wear a dress and whatever. Like, they're never going to forget that, and that sucks.
Exactly. And also, like, clothing is one thing, but I've even heard girls say, girls, not mothers, but girls, that they hope that in the future they don't have any gay kids, not because they are homophobic, but because society is homophobic and they don't want their kids to be ostracized from
Then
society.
don't have kids.
Don't have kids. Your kids have a pretty high chance of being gay. I think like 1 in 10 people is like in the
And you
LGBT,
can't
or I don't
control
fucking know.
this. Like, people think they have
Exactly.
control over their kids. Like, they're
You
they're their
don't.
own
You
people.
really don't. And you can't raise your kid to be straight. It's not how it works. To
If
change
there's
it.
any situation, like, what if
Where
my
it's
child
dangerous.
is this, I don't want a child who's this, then you shouldn't have kids,
No.
because there's always a chance.
There's always a chance.
Another thing about the youth and desirability and, like, comparing the kids, I just want to mention this. It might not be anything, but I feel like it is, but whatever. You know how when I don't know if you've ever heard this, but I've heard this when I go somewhere with my mom. Somebody says, like, a stranger, whatever, somebody says, like, oh, you look like sisters. I thought you were her sister, about the mom. And it's like a huge
Mm-hmm.
compliment and they love it. And it's like amazing. But have you ever heard that about a man? Like, oh, I thought he was your brother. I thought, you know, isn't
No.
that so fucking weird?
Yeah, it's weird because why do you want to look like you are the age of your child? Also, like teaching daughters to perform for men, one thing is like not not manspreading, sitting properly, wearing makeup, like doing your hair, I don't know. Or even like, oh, yeah, when you talk to a man, don't swear or blah blah, I don't know.
Or like
Um
serving men, like, as in, like,
yeah,
in
like
the house or something.
genuinely, like just cleaning up after them, and a lot of these things happen
Or
gradually.
shaving.
Yeah, shaving. Oh my god. What the fuck? Like it's literally expected of mothers to like teach their daughters how to shave and how to groom themselves, and it's like, why is that
And
a
for men,
basic,
sorry.
yeah, why is that like a basic need or like a basic hygienic thing for women and not for men.
Yeah, for men, it's like a really remarkable thing. Like, oh, my dad taught me how to shave for the first time, blah, blah, blah. It's like a remarkable thing. And for women,
Mm,
nobody ever talks about it because it's a little embarrassing. Nobody really talks about it. And it's
yeah,
not that significant because it's
no.
like, yeah, and like, what else are you supposed to do as if it's like that's the only option you have?
Yeah, it's supposed to be natural and you're not supposed to make it known that it's artificial
Yeah,
and you
it's
have to
like,
put in effort.
duh, like,
Like
of course.
no, none of your efforts can ever go recognized. That's embarrassing as a woman. We
Yeah,
can never
like,
talk about that.
yeah.
Also, another thing with performing for men is like mothers like telling their daughters like, "Oh, cover up, like a man is coming," or even sometimes even if it's just their relatives or like their stepdad or something, or I don't know, their uncle. It's still like, "Oh, but he's coming over, so make sure to cover up." Girl, what the fuck? They should look away.
Also, you shouldn't be letting anybody in your house who looks at
Exactly.
a child like that.
But there are literally people out there who blame their daughter when men stare at her or
Yeah.
when like even if it's like a creepy ass man and your daughter is literally a minor, there are women who blame their daughter and who are like, you should have covered up. Like, look, why are you
A
doing
lot
this?
of
Why are you
people
seeking
would. A lot of
attention?
people would.
That's so insane. What the fuck?
It's literally like, ugh, you're so embarrassing.
It's victim blaming.
Yeah.
Um, and obviously, none of these things count for boys because boys are not compared to their moms. They're like seen as ultimate angels. And sometimes it goes beyond that and it even turns into emotional incest. And this is where we get into
I mean, we talked about boy moms though, did we not?
in another
Yeah,
episode.
we
We,
talked in Freud.
oh, yeah. Yeah, it's emotional incest. So they see their sons as like a replacement of male validation that they would usually get from male partners or other men in their lives. And that's why they're not harsh on them and they treat them like lovingly because they give them that validation. And it's so gross. But also like the fact that boys are always assumed to be innocent and cute and like well intentioned, meanwhile women are or girls daughters are seen as evil and
Plotting,
manipulative.
scheming,
Yeah,
yes.
like huh. And then at the same time women are viewed as dumb and men are viewed as intelligent in society.
Really think about it.
So obviously the number one solution is therapy, but not everyone has access to it and not everyone is up for it. So we're also going to provide some
Up for
other.
it is a weak ass excuse.
Yeah, but for example, if you're a minor, you can't really. It's harder to find
I
a
get it. I
therapist.
understand. I understand.
But yeah, okay. So first of all, realize where what happened and analyze why you feel a certain way about certain things. And realize that copying your mom's behavior is not good, but also completely rejecting it and doing the complete opposite is also not always the best thing to do. Because you're still placing importance on the thing that she told you is important, which is not always the case. Like trying your hardest not to be lazy is not necessarily good because laziness is not that big of a deal as your mom told you it is, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you should kind of decenter her commentary if she,
Decenter her.
yeah, decenter her. Also, realize that guilt, shame, and missing your mom is normal when you distance yourself from her or when you start disobeying her and like not listening to her as much. Realize that it's normal to feel guilty and like a bad kid. That's just part of it, and that's also what she probably guilt tripped you into. That's all done with intention, and just realize that those emotions are normal, but you have to not necessarily get over them, but work alongside them and still keep going in your healing journey. Learn to prioritize yourself and importantly, learn to set boundaries, not just with your mom, but also the people around you. Sometimes when you don't learn this from your parents, it can be hard to set boundaries and also can be hard to let people in at the same time.
It can bleed into your other relationships with other people.
Exactly, because that your parents teach you, like they raise you, they teach you how to interact, they teach you how to say your boundaries, how to like share your emotions and what you can share, what you can't share. So you have to kind of relearn those things. And one of the ways to relearn it is by surrounding yourself with other people, especially maybe other female people, other women, or like female people is crazy. Other women or like more feminine people who may help you kind of get in touch with that a bit more and who maybe can be that role model for you, or even just men and more masculine people who still are able to like teach you how to set boundaries and what you can and can't share. But yeah, it can
Good
help.
supportive people.
Yeah, it can help to have another like feminine role model in your life, like a teacher or an aunt, especially if you feel like everyone around you has it but you don't. Then yeah, but ultimately gender is a social construct and it doesn't really matter what gender they have, so keep that in mind.
Can I add something?
Yes.
It's more related to the second point you mentioned, but be mindful about, I would say be mindful of the fact that you as a child, as like I'm talking about if you're the daughter right now,
Mm-hmm.
are very, it's normal and natural for you to want to defend your mother in your head.
Yes.
Like it's very, you're gonna want to give her a lot of grace, like, oh, she didn't mean it like this, like, oh, like whatever. It's normal. You are born with loyalty to her. That's the way you are programmed,
Yes, and also
unfortunately
conditioned.
sometimes. But please be mindful that she is an adult, and
Yeah,
even if she didn't do it on purpose, she did know what she was doing.
exactly.
She's like, people are really not as stupid as you think, and I, because she is your mother, you're very likely to want to forgive her and want to give her, grace, and be like, oh, she didn't, she didn't mean it this way, she doesn't even know, like she probably like this, she didn't mean for this to happen. But like at some point, she does know, like she's not an idiot. She
And
knows that
even
it's bad what she's doing. She might not know that it's going to send you into therapy or spiraling or with genuine like mental issues, but it's like she knows that it's not good.
or even if she didn't know, it's still her responsibility. And even if it is like her first time living, it's also your first time living.
That's the
Like,
stupidest argument I've
yeah,
ever heard
like
for
be
anything.
fucking
Like,
for real.
who is here for the second time? Raise your hand if you're here for the second time.
And if you know it,
Step to the front.
like please let me know. Eh, and you're a kid, like you're so much younger, you have so much less life experience. She should also be able to be held accountable for her mistakes and for, so basically you can understand your mom but still hold her accountable and still not forget about what she did and not disregard it. Also, I wanted to say that young women, you need to avoid this. You need to try to avoid to become a resentful mother.
You need to be aware of this so you can,
Avoid it.
at all costs.
Like this is so easy. It's easier than you think to become this.
And it
And
has so much impact because for you becoming a mother, you had a life before that, where
mhm,
you maybe didn't experience this, or unfortunately maybe you did. But like that kid that that's gonna experience this, that's gonna be the start of their whole life, and it can extend to they're gonna forever have, um
issues with this,
yes,
or
it's
it's
gonna
going to
impact
impact
them
them.
forever.
Yeah, and it's so unfair and it's so like selfish to have kids without like thinking about this beforehand and thinking about the reasons why you're doing it. If you only want kids because you think babies are cute,
Like
you
people need
have
to
baby
learn to think
fever,
critical because before they have kids, like this shouldn't be
genuinely.
so accessible to people.
Genuinely, I feel like people should take a test.
Yes,
But
I agree.
obviously like that is very, it's going to be classist and racist and it's going to be based on things that make no sense, which
True,
is why
but
we can't do it. But
no, but then we just need to make a good one because Jesus
genuinely
Christ. And I don't
unfortunate.
even want to hear shit about like, you don't know because you don't have kids. Well, we what the
Thank
fuck
God we don't.
dumb ass fucking comment is that? Because
Genuinely.
we can like, can't we like know what's good and bad? Like, don't be stupid.
Genuinely. And we know it's hard and it's harder than you think. And there's always going to be things you don't anticipate. But what a lot of you are doing is there are things you can anticipate, but you just ignore the signs. Like, why are you only focusing on the good parts of motherhood and on the good parts of being a parent when you're trying to become it? And why don't you focus on the harder parts? And why don't you prepare for the work, like more worse situations? And why don't you research that? Also, if you have a lazy ass boyfriend, maybe don't have kids with him. Like, I'm so serious when I say that so many people think that maybe kids will change men, or men will try to convince them that kids will change them and they will become more active. No, they won't. And your kids are
That will
gonna,
never
and
happen.
you're gonna resent your kids for it because they will take up all of your time while your husband is chilling and hanging out with his friends, which is so bad. And also, oh my god, this is a big one. If your boyfriend has different political beliefs from you,
Oh, this is a hot take, but I agree with you.
no, I get that maybe you can reconcile with him and be like, okay, but we just don't talk about politics. Your kids can become the politics, okay? If your boyfriend is slightly homophobic and one of your kids turns out to be gay, he will treat that kid less well compared to the others. And what's your kid going to think about that? What type of impact is that going to have?
Like, you need to think about like, you can have a partner and you can be in a very good relationship, but you need to critically rethink your relationship when you have kids, because they can be a
Genuinely.
great partner to you and it can work for you, but they might just not be a good dad. And because it's a whole different, game. It's a whole different thing. Like, you can't you need to think critically, and you also need to be able to raise a kid alone. Like, you need to think about that. What if you realize down the line, like, oh, my partner isn't what they used to be? Then you need to be able to leave, or god forbid something happens, you
Genuinely.
need to be able to be on your own as well. But yeah, politics, it's not just it's not just politics. It's not just
Mm-hmm.
a silly opinion someone can have. It's not a silly opinion difference. It's like, it can be like crazy, like important things, like abortion. Like, what if
Yeah.
something happens, god forbid you have a daughter, and
Uh-huh.
something happens to her, and your boyfriend or whoever is against abortions? Are you gonna support that kid too, or
Yeah,
are
and
you
it's not as easy as hiding it from him. Like that's also going to have impact on her, like doing something that she knows her dad was against.
like, you might be low maintenance, you might, like, you don't mind these things with your boyfriend or your partner or whatever, but you need to think about, like, will my kid be able to thrive in this household?
Yeah.
Like, because that's a lot of issues that were not issues for you are gonna, your kids are gonna question things. That's how kids are. Your kids are gonna hear things from other people. They're gonna experience things. These slight differences in opinions or whatever, they can make a huge difference in your
Mm-hmm.
child's life, and it can make a really big impact on them in a very bad way if you're not careful. So
Exactly. Or even if you like are a super anxious person and you don't know how to deal with it, maybe don't have kids.
if
Because
you have any doubt, like, I understand
yeah,
it's normal to have anxiety.
yeah,
Like, nobody is prepared for everything, let's be real. But,
obviously.
like, if you have like, you need to think about this before you
Yeah,
do it. Like,
genuinely. And also the whole thing with like I've seen so many things on TikTok where kids are literally just abused. Like one time I saw someone, a nurse, I think, or someone who works in a hospital, and they couldn't give a kid a rabies vaccine because the parents were anti-vax, and that kid died. Yeah, because you die from rabies if you don't get a
what?
vaccine. Yeah, 100%
What's rabies
death.
in Dutch?
Hondsdolheid.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So like things like that, like you can literally
Mind you, this is
whatever.
curable. Like,
This is
that was
curable with
avoidable.
one shot. It's
I
curable.
think you need multiple. You need-
Oh yeah, it's multiple shots, like two or three, and then your kid is good. But if you don't do that, they die, and parents literally choose for their kid to die, and that is so fucking baffling to me. And then there will be some dumbasses in the comments saying things like, "No, but they could have given medicine via the mouth, like they could have given drops." No, they couldn't have. It goes into your blood flow way faster if you do it with a vaccine.
Directly,
And
yeah.
it's not dangerous if it's been done 5 million times before and gone right like
No, they think the government is
99% of
gonna
the time.
track them.
Bro,
They're
oh
gonna
my god.
inject a
And what about it?
microchip.
Like, what if the government
Bro,
injects a microchip
you know what
in.
I heard? You know, when you get a shot, you can get a little bruise or
Yeah.
they think that's the microchip.
Okay, and even if that's the microchip, it will save your kid's
Yeah,
life.
is that not worth your kid's
So,
life? Like,
what about
okay,
it then?
yeah.
Oh, literally, what the
How do
fuck?
you explain this to people, like, oh, I let my kid die because I don't believe in vaccines?
Because the people they surround themselves with are going to be the type of people to clap for that and be like,
What did the
yes,
people
you.
on TikTok say?
Most people were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, as fuck.
Obviously, but that's also because it's my algorithm. Like, maybe if I was on
You probably wouldn't
conservative
you
TikTok,
wouldn't have got this TikTok
no,
on your
maybe I
For
would
You.
have, and then the comments would have all been like, it was Jesus's plan, it was God's plan. Um,
Probably.
yeah, like blah blah blah. Your kid's in heaven now, and that's a better place than the government's attic. I don't know. Like that would be the type of comments that people would see. And these are also the type of people who homeschool their kids and keep this going for
Wait, I have a stupid
generations.
question. They say that we're talking about some, like, the government, is tracking them, but now it's usually conservative people who believe this, right?
Yeah, who love the government.
Right.
Yeah.
Now the government is Republican, conservative.
Yeah.
So why are we still, like, are they still anti-vax,
Yeah,
or
because they also believe it can cause autism and it can cause like their kids to
oh,
become
right,
liberal.
right,
I don't
right.
fucking know. And mind you, that
Liberal
whole
is crazy.
yeah, and mind you, that whole autism thing.
Mind you, you'd rather have your
That
kid
was
dead than liberal. Think about that.
that, but also the autism thing. That was one study, and then that study got disproven so many times. That's
But
why
obviously not our audience, because our audience is woke
no,
as fuck.
yeah, literally. And you know what? If you were anti-vax, I hope you saw this, and I
Or
hope
go
you
away.
look up why.
Sorry.
No, no, stay and listen and learn.
You can tell, by the way, by the comments who's replying out of the two of us.
Also, oh my god, do not have kids to live vicariously through them, okay? Don't have any dreams for your kids that are too specific. Don't say, I want my kid to be a doctor. I want my kid to be a dancer. I want my kid to do ice skating.
You need to be able to respect them as their own autonomous person.
You literally need to imagine a kid who has the exact opposite hobbies that you have, exact opposite interests, a kid that will be like, you need to love your kid if your kid becomes a furry in the future. You need to love your kid. No, like, I'm serious. Like, you need to. The point is, you need to accept your kid. Okay.
And this is no hate to all the furries out there.
No. Okay, wait. This is like telling the furries out there that if their parents didn't fucking accept them, their parents are crazy and stupid.
Yes, they shouldn't have have kids if they
genuinely
don't accept them
like,
for who they are.
okay, the only moment where you can hate your kids is if they put themselves in danger.
Or if they're a rapist.
Yeah, or if they put others in danger. Exactly. Themselves or others in danger. Deal with it. Do something about it. Handle it. But no, please think about who you are, who you're having kids with, what your kid might end up like. Consider all of those things before becoming a mother.
And also financially, like,
please. Yes. A parent.
You have to be able to support a kid, though. Like, you don't gotta be rich, but like,
you have to be able to support a kid, and you have to responsibly spend your money. Even if you don't have much, you can be very responsible, and if you have a lot, you can be irresponsible. You just need to be responsible with it. Okay, now we're going to talk about the case study, and I think this is Resentful Mother Final Boss. And it's Shauna from Yellowjackets.
So I actually haven't seen Yellowjackets.
No. Yellowjackets is a series. Long story short, a girls' football team crashes on an island and they have to survive for a while. People die, people like become friends, people break friendships, etc., etc. And then after that happens, they get rescued, and then some of them obviously, and the others are dead. And then they something happens like years later. I think like 30 years later or something, or even longer, and then their storyline continues in a different way, and it's two different timelines where things are happening. Okay. Anyways, in the first timeline of the plane crash, everyone is in high school, and you have this girl Shauna. She is kind of like the popular girl's best friend. The popular girl in question is Jackie, and Shauna is kind of jealous of Jackie, and for example, she fucks Jackie's boyfriend, and etc.
Ooh,
she also
that's
gets
messy.
Yeah, her boyfriend Jeff, and then she gets pregnant.
Jeff.
Yeah, and then she gets pregnant with Jeff.
No.
Jeff's child. Yeah.
Damn.
Jeff's child, bruh. Jeff and her child.
Bro, practice what you preach.
Yeah, literally. Oh my god. But this is it though. Like, this
It's
is
ingrained,
internalized
like,
misogyny.
literally, like,
it literally is.
Think about it.
But yeah, anyways, then they have the plane
camera's
crash.
focused, but
It's okay. Sorry for the subtle camera change. Anyways, yeah, I'm sorry. This is kind of long, but it's a crazy storyline. Then the plane crash happens.
You said long story short. This is long story
No,
long.
no. Like, the long story short was the first part.
Oh, okay.
This is the longer edition.
Right.
Then Jackie and Shauna kind of get in a fight.
Because of Jeff.
No.
Oh.
A lot of things. And Jackie is like, I feel like you're mean to me. And Shauna is like, you've always like put me to the side. Like, you've never viewed me as an equal person, blah, blah. They have a fight. Jackie sleeps outside. She freezes to death. And the next day they eat her because they have to like eat food to survive.
What?
Yeah. I'm sorry. This was supposed to be a resentful mother. But I promise we're getting there. We're getting there, okay? Then, I don't know actually if Shauna found out about her pregnancy before or after.
I would rather eat grass than a person.
Girl, there is no grass.
Why?
It's winter.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Like, they've tried everything. They've killed a bear, ate him. They've killed whatever they saw. And then they have no other option but to eat Jackie.
Bro, Jackie.
Yeah, for Jackie.
Bro, justice for Jackie.
Genuinely. But anyways, I don't know.
Raw?
No. They cooked her. Like they baked her, and it was so uncanny to see a human that's cooked. Like that's so weird to see that.
I was considering watching it, but now I'm not watching it anymore.
Girl, no, that was the only really
I don't give
disturbing
a shit.
scene. Actually, the
This is a deal
first scene
breaker
of
to
the
me.
movie is
Cannibalism is a deal
okay.
breaker.
Well, anyway, I don't remember if she knew she was pregnant before that. I don't know if Jackie knew. I actually don't know. That might have been what the fight started about. Maybe she did mention Jeff. I don't know. But anyways, she's pregnant and she gave birth to that child, Callie. When we fast forward to the future, Callie is 17 years old and she's in high school and she's kind of living life in a similar way that Jackie did. She was a popular girl. She had a lot of friends. She has a boyfriend and she's just happy. And Shauna hates her.
Oh my god.
She takes her
Bitch
like,
ass Shauna, bro.
well, yeah, but the thing is like Shauna feels
Ain't
very
no way you fucked someone's boyfriend, killed the
yeah,
best friend,
yeah,
and then hate your daughter.
yeah, because that daughter is a reminder of everything that
Yeah,
happened. She's a
yeah.
reminder that she cheated on her best friend with her boyfriend. She's a reminder that she doesn't even like Jeff anymore. She reminds her
Is
so
she
much.
still with Jeff?
Yeah.
Okay.
She reminds her so much of Jackie and she misses Jackie so much and it's just insane guilt to have to for someone to have died because of an argument you had with them and then you had to eat them to survive, but then also like what the
Oh
fuck? Like
my
obviously
god.
she's going to have complicated feelings towards her daughter. But no, Shauna is just actually like a genuinely bad person. Like I think the first scene of the series, or maybe not the first scene, but the first scene of the adult Shauna is that she's masturbating in her daughter's bedroom. And I don't know whose dildo it is, but like it might have been her
Oh my
daughter's.
god.
I
Oh my
don't
god. Oh
know.
my god. No.
I know it's like a really weird show. But anyways, she also wants to fuck like Callie's boyfriend and everything. Like it's really weird.
Oh my god. This is a great example.
It's a very caricature example of resentful mother.
Yeah, but it's not unrealistic. I mean, obviously the root of the issue is unrealistic, but like the actual like
Feeling,
repercussions
yeah.
of her being a mother and like having these feelings is
Mm-hmm.
not unrealistic.
No, and again, like it is something
I
that
think this is the only like one of the only instances in which you can make it kind of justifiable
a bit.
for like someone to feel this way towards their daughter, but
Mm-hmm.
generally there's really no reason.
There's no reason. Like there's no way all this happened to
Maybe,
anyone
I mean,
else.
yeah, maybe it did.
Well, who
God
knows? Who
forbid,
knows?
but
Yeah, God forbid, but who knows? Also, like examples of what she does to Callie that make her like a bad mom is that she lies to her, she doesn't let her go out or doesn't let her see her boyfriend or whatever. Like she is just very strict with her, but at the
like
same time,
Shauna does this.
yeah, but at the
Right.
same time kind of neglects her, stuff like that.
Damn, she really just doesn't want to see her succeed.
No,
That's pathetic.
it is, but yeah, I also understand that
Yeah, but I don't
the
give a
root of the
fuck
issue.
though.
But this
Because
isn't
like at the end of the day, you're the fucking adult, and
exactly
like
like it's not
you're
her
like
fault. You can't take it out on her.
no. And at the end of the day, like as much as it sucks, and nothing ever happens in like a vacuum. Like everything influences everything. Everything is nuanced. Like nothing is only your fault or only somebody else's fault. But you at some point are responsible for your own feelings
Exactly,
and
and
emotions.
exactly. And it's been 17 years. But also, um this is a sign of like a pregnancy that happened and she couldn't do anything about it because she was literally stranded on another island.
She could have just not fucked someone else's boyfriend though.
Yeah, but
And also, the boyfriend shouldn't have fucking done this. What the
yeah,
fuck?
yeah,
Let's not forget.
Jeff. Um but if you can get an abortion, get that abortion. Get that abortion. An abortion is expensive or can be expensive. Here it's free, luckily. But if it's
Bless.
expensive, think about how expensive having a child will be.
Yes.
Use protection and also please consider what you would be like as a mother. Please consider who you're having a kid with. Please consider your age and how much you could change after this. Like, please.
Like, also think about what you want in this life. Like,
Yeah.
what do you want? Is that realistic with a kid? Like,
Yeah, and have you achieved what you've wanted to achieve? And would you be mad if you couldn't achieve anything more than this?
Yes. All questions you should ask.
Yeah. And Shauna didn't ask herself this and also couldn't really do an
Yeah.
abortion. So that was not an option for her. But for you, it probably is. Or maybe not. It depends on where
It's
you
still
live and
illegal
stuff.
in a
But
lot of places.
yeah, that was our episode about resentful mothers.
Happy belated Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy belated Mother's Day.
Or not. Whatever.
Yeah.
We have a we have a YouTube channel.
We have a YouTube channel, After Hours TV. We also have a radio show on Slim Radio every 2 weeks on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. 2:30 p.m. CET.
on Sim Radio.
Yeah, we also have
Social media.
yeah, TikTok and Instagram and also Twitter. It's on the description. After Hours FM with a 0 instead of an O. So go follow us on there. We're very funny and entertaining. So
Yes.
if you don't have a mother figure, we could be your mother
Yes,
figure. No, I'm
girl.
joking.
Yes.
We could be your big sister figure.
I'll be a mother. I don't give a shit.
No, I don't want to be anyone's
Why not?
internet mom.
I want to be your intern.
Oh, that's really cute.
We could create our own little family. We're gonna be unproblematic.
No,
and
we should have a
woke.
huge family. Like we should
Yes.
have
Bro, did I send you the fucking the TikTok?
which one?
There's this lady and she came on my For You. She's like, oh, I adopted you as my grandkid now. And her whole TikTok page is like, come on, grandkids, I'm gonna give you a cookie. And she's like,
She calls them her grandkids.
yeah, and in the comments it's like, my cousin did this, or like, can we talk about this grandma, or like the whole thing. I want that.
That
I
could be
want
us
that.
for real. Oh
Like,
my god.
hereby we adopt you as
Our
sibling / child.
That's fucked up.
Wait,
That's fucked up.
wait.
We adopt you into our YouTube family.
We adopt you as a family.
Yeah, a family member. And oh my god, actually one of my favorite YouTubers, her name is Your Internet Mom Ash.
Oh my god, that's literally us. Anyways, hereby you're adopted to this family.
Yes.
Unless you're leaving a hate comment, then you're disadopted.
You're disowned.
Disowned, yes. Disadopted.
Disadopted.
You're banished and disowned.
You're banned. Get him banned.
Get him banned. Okay, bye.
Bye.